Hey guys, so I have been nominated by Adam Mann to participate in the quarantine challenge, the Corona quarantine challenge. And if you knew me, you knew that I really am not a big fan of these challenges and these nomination things yet. Since Adam is a good friend of mine, I thought, well, I'll just participate for the sake of it, and I'll show you guys around in a second. And I just hope that all of you are safe and healthy wherever you are. I'm currently battling a bit of an allergy to all the stuff that's flying around outside, and thus my nose is a bit congested, and I have trouble breathing every now and then through the nose, but I'm perfectly fine. No coronavirus or anything. I actually haven't had much time during coronavirus to do stuff, even though I have been at home, but we have been teaching from home, and thus there hasn't been that much time for me to just sit at the bench and model. As you saw in one of my videos, I actually got around to build the Panther and painted the Panther and base painted it and started weathering it. I've not finished the weathering part yet, and the wash is still not 100% done. As you can see, it's sitting in the back there. And yeah, this is like, life gets in the way, and if you saw my last video, life will be getting in the way even more in the future. But I'm really looking forward to that, and thank you for all the nice words that I received on that bit of news that I posted earlier the week. So without further ado, let me show you guys around. Let me show you my setup, the stash, and just basically where I do what I do. So be right back. Alright, as you can see, this is where the magic happens, sort of. And as you can see, there's the Panther that I talked about. Let's start over here. I have a bunch of pens. I have sanding sticks and brushes, Mod Podge. I used that once. The kits that are currently on the go. The SDK set 10 here and the Panther. I'm still really not sure with that SDK set 10. I'm really struggling with that. A diobase that's in the making, but yeah, I have diobase sitting around even there on the window still there. The diobase is up there. My trusty compressor, the Sparmax HC610. Yeah. Some tools, the good old Harder Steamback Infinity CR Plus 2-in-1 pressure control valve. PCV, yeah. Some spare parts here. A bunch of figures in there, as you can see. All of them put together. They were thought to go on several dio pieces, which I just never build. Decals and photo etch from all the kits that I've built and that are left over down here. As you can see, it's quite a bit. Even have some unbuilt Alpine figures in here. The Alpine color, or those little things that come with the Alpine kits where you get the painting guide, sort of. A small storage thing for Legos, yes. I have been going through my Lego collection that I built up when I was a child and just sorting those things for no particular reason, but for me just putting Lego together for a while there lately. My paints, as you can see, MIG ammo paints, then a couple of AK paints, model color paints in the background, and some Revell paints back there. The primer section here, some primer and some similarly sized bottles, oil brushers, some random stuff, super glue that I use, microsol and stuff. Then we have the AK weathering products here and a couple of make ammo weathering products. We have some alklat there and some oil paints. Even have some AK real colors there that I haven't used much. Then we have the wilder stuff back there, as you can see. Like mixed feelings about that stuff. We have some AK diorama weathering effect things up there. And then up top we have some airbrushing things like thinner and cleaner and to me extra thin. Yeah, have a piggy bank up there. As I said, we have 2 diorama bases sitting up there that still are not done. We have a big box of like all sorts of things like plaster, miscellaneous stuff, and in this metal case here we have diorama miscellaneous things like plants and static grass and stuff like this is in this metal case that I just used for dioramas. We have a big container of distilled water there, and under that is my spray booth, currently in the, well, not used position. I do have my trusty companions right behind me. As you can see, I actually share my workspace with the rabbits, and they are always here, so I'm kind of cramped in with them behind me, and they basically force me to not use like dangerous chemicals and stuff. I also have my tripod here and one of those soft boxes, in addition to the 2 daylight bulbs on my bench that basically provide all the lighting. I am thinking of getting the second softbox. The problem is I have the shelves with books to my left. I have the one softbox to my right, which basically then means I'm kind of boxed in basically, so there's not much room for me to put a second softbox. And as you can see here, I have a nice collection of English language literature, stuff that I read in university, some books on history here, mostly in German, some teaching materials up there, and then this is like our private library kind of thing, like all sorts of books, all the way from the top to the bottom. We are running out of shelf space for books. And that's basically all there is to share. There's a printer up there that I need for work. And as you can see, this white shelf right behind my bench, which basically kind of functions as a separator between the living room area and the workspace area, rabbit area. And on the other side of that, and I'll show you that in a second, I have parts of the stash, and I have, as you can see, those 2 boxes up there, those 2 white boxes. On the back end of that is basically sort of display cabinets, which currently are housing the shelf of doom, should I call it that? Like a bunch of starter kits that I haven't finished are in there, basically stored away so that they don't get too dusty. And down here on top of the metal container, you see that orange box, and there is a King Tiger model that is actually waiting for tracks to arrive that I never ordered. So that's basically what's in there. So this is the working area where the bench is, and as you can see, it's not a lot of space. So I'm working in confined spaces here, and I'm trying to make the best of it. So let me show you the stash in just one second. As I said, this is the other side of this white shelf that's basically separating the room into 2 parts. And as you can see, this is the Border Models Panzer IV. We have some building pieces in the back. We have a flat car from Dragon, ton of figures. Over here we have the Zovesta truck and the actual cargo that goes in the back of the flatbed. We have a T-62 that I got from Tactical Jackalope. We have a KV-1, a Stug, an SDKF 222. Back there is a Kubel wagon. and a bunch of figures, as you can see, just miscellaneous stuff lying around. Then we have more of my teaching library down here. And then the first part of the stash, as you can see, the Yak Panther from TACCOM, 2 plaster diorama kits from RT Diorama, the Asuka Sherman that I wanted to send out to the 3,000 sub, yet the 3,000 sub or the guy that won the contest never actually messaged me his contact details, so I couldn't send it off. A couple dragon kits, surprise surprise, I have dragon kits. A mini art diorama set, an empty bottle of full tracks, some spares in there. Then we have some stuff in here like diorama posters and stuff like this, the Neo airbrush, some wooden crates, a board game, and some just miscellaneous stuff like some deluxe materials, snow, and just things that you could use every now and then, but then don't use. So that's the first half of the stash. Let me show you the second half. So as you can see in this display cabinet, which is basically just a living room shelf that I turned into a display cabinet, you can see some of the, well, let's call them finished. And I can actually say that this Stuk is finished and the Panzer IV is finished. The Panzer III is not, Tiger is not. As you can see, the Panzer IV is not either. This isn't either. The Panzer III and the Panzer IV need some work. The roof of that house needs some work, and then I can hopefully soon call that finished. We have the France 1940. The IOPs haven't made much progress, as you can see. Have some DVDs and DVD boxes like Dr. House or House MD, I think it's what it's called in English, like How I Met Your Mother, Star Wars Complete Series, Conan, American Horror Story, and Buffy. That's from my fiance, just as the closer. Alf, I like that, with Monk and some Blu-rays. And as you can see, some boxes here that some of them are still like intact. Like this is half intact. I built this, so the box just contains spares with a diorama base that I don't know, it's a display base basically. This is built, these are built, the figure boxes are actually, all of them at least contain 1 or 2 more figures on the sprues. Same goes for these. The checkpoint thing here is partly built. If you remember, one of my first videos I made was a review of this. I never actually continued building it, so it's in the same state like as it was like 5 years ago. I got this from one of my students after my my teacher training completed, and he knew that I was a model builder, and he himself built models, and he actually went out and bought this for me. So I thought that was cool. I think this is a rebox of the old Tamiya Kubelwagen, and as you can see, it comes with the old Tamiya tent kit. So yeah, I thought it was a very nice gesture from the guy. I really like the boy. As you can see down here, we have my library, and that's all there is, like modeling wise. The 2 Vanguard German armor ones, book on the Panzer IV, a German modeling magazine, modeling school kind of thing, and more of the Art of Modeling magazine. I really like that. We have I don't even know what this is. As you can hear, my nose is congested. Okay, yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know, a magazine that, a model magazine I have in here. Then we have a color guide from MIG for Waffen SS, and as you can see, we're in Germany. You cannot have the SS runes on there. You have to like use normal letters. A book on the SS Panzer divisions, the Tiger, Panzer 35 and 38T, and just miscellaneous Panzer books. A modeling book, and then we have Panzer crew uniforms from AK. So that's what's in this display cabinet. And then let me show you, last but not least, the last half of my stash before we complete the tour of my modeling room, living room area. So I'll be right back. So when my fiance and I decided to get some new bedroom furniture, we decided to move the cupboards to the living room. And I really was struggling to find space to store some of the stash, so that's where I'm storing it. As you can see, we have the M4 Sherman, Dragon Kit, Whitman's Last Tiger, some Lego, SEKS at 251, Fairman Tiger, SDKs at 251, and a Stuck 3 of 8. As you can see, it's not that much. The stash is not that big. And if I move the camera like this, you can see behind that white thing is actually the area where I built my stuff. And as you can see, I was just dusting the place. The big parcel box down there actually contains leftover sprues. It's only leftover sprues, and as you can see, some stuff for work there. Not a whole lot of space. And I make the best of it. So yeah, that's my work area, and I'll be right back with my nominations. So as you see, my workspace is limited, and I'm basically kind of in a situation where I have rabbits behind me, my bench in front of me, books left of me, and the softbox right of me, and that's all the space that I'm working with. And that's why most of the times it's kind of me trying to figure out a way to show you guys what I'm doing with not much space to do it. I would really love to have like an area where I can film, where I can move, where I can have all the space that I need. So I think the fun part about this is that now I get to nominate people to do this. And I think that all of us really want to see an updated version of Mr. Hamilcar Barkas's modeling space. We saw his modeling space a couple of years ago, but I think things have changed. So I nominate Hamilcar Barkas, that's the first guy. And then the second guy that I nominate is Mr. Dutch Modeling. Sebastian, show us your modeling room. I challenge you. Until next time, guys, this is how I'm modeling. Stay safe, stay healthy. May the force be with you. Bye, guys.